and welcome back to Mimi's Storytime. Did anyone order controversy? Of course you did, and I'm here to deliver it. Today's story, The Rainbow Fish. Now you might think to yourself, the rainbow fish? I read that when I was a little kid myself. My grandparents had a copy of it, and I read it many times. And I was kind of sad to see him give away his scales, but I didn't really equate it to anything controversial at the time. It did make what everything I read did make me think. So anyway, parents, if you are curious or concerned about the possibilities of what this book has for your children, scroll to the end, check out the story, and then make up your mind on whether you feel like this is an appropriate story for your children or your child. In the meantime, this is The Rainbow Fish by Marcus Pfister. I haven't read this book in so long, but I do remember a lot about it. I remember it. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. I'm going to try to get this to light up for you. Kind of looks like metal. There, oh yeah, beautiful. He is a beautiful fish, isn't he? The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. "Come on, Rainbow Fish," they would call. "Come and play with us." But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. He wasn't very friendly, was he? One day, a little blue fish followed after him. "Rainbow Fish," he called, "wait for me. Please give me one of your shiny scales. They are so wonderful, and you have so many." "You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are?" cried the rainbow fish. "Get away from me." Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset he told all of his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with the rainbow fish. They turned away when he swam by. I kind of can't blame them. I mean, who wants to hang out with a mean person or a mean anything? What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? Now, Rainbow Fish was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day, he poured out his troubles to the starfish. "I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me?" "I can't answer that for you," said the starfish, "but if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you will find the wise octopus. Maybe she can help you." The rainbow fish found the cave. It was very dark inside, and he couldn't see anything. Then suddenly, two eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. She looks dark and mysterious. "I have been waiting for you," said the octopus with a deep voice. "The waves have told me your story. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy. I can't, the rainbow fish started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into a dark cloud of ink. Give away my scales? My beautiful shining scales? Never! How could I ever be happy without them? Suddenly, he felt the light touch of a fin. The little blue fish was back. Rainbow fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale. The rainbow fish wavered. Only one very, very small shimmery scale, he thought. Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one. Carefully, the rainbow fish pulled out his smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Thank you so very much, the little blue fish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the rainbow fish. For a long time, he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing, so it didn't take long before the rainbow fish was surrounded by other fish. Everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. Look, they all have scales. Finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. Come on, rainbow fish, they called. Come and play with us. Here I come, said the rainbow fish, and happy as a splash, he swam off to join his friends. Look at all the shining scales. And that is the end of the rainbow fish. Now on to the history, and let me get my notes because my brain is written in this book. And without it, there is no brain. Okay, this book, of course, is written and illustrated by Marcus Pfister. He's Swiss, means he's from Switzerland for little kids. This book was originally written in German, and it was translated into English by J. Allison James. It has more than 30 million copies have been sold, and it has been published in more than 50 languages. Oh, it was published in 1992. Okay, this was the very first children's book to feature holographic foil. Now that's the shiny stuff we were seeing in the book for the scales. Holographic foil. The foil at the time was so expensive that it doubled the production costs. And the publishing company says, I don't think so, because we're going to have to spend so much money to make this book using the foil that we're not going to make much money on it. So Marcus Pfister decided he would give up 50% of his royalties to make it happen. His royalties means the money he would get from writing this book. All right, so that way it gave the publishing company, more money, so they wouldn't lose any money. Okay, here comes uh, my goodness, the controversial part. A lot of this will only make sense to older teens or adults. So if you're a little kid, uh, don't worry. Let mom and dad watch this. Okay, a lot of quotes. Just bear with me. Uh, this book has been criticized for its socialism values because the rainbow fish has to give away a lot of his scales in order for others to like him. It is criticized heavily for the bullying and shaming used by the fish to get what he wants. Let's see, an article written by a Matt Welch has been called "Don't Be Like the Rainbow Fish." Matt Welch says because the rainbow fish gets truly ostracized because he won't hand over his body parts on demand in the name of equality. A playwright called Topher Payne released an alternate ending for the book titled "The Rainbow Fish Keeps His Scales," where the rainbow fish meets a catfish who advises him to be kind to others, to make friends instead of diminishing himself. Neil Bortz considers it one of the biggest pieces of trash children's books ever published. So I understand that, after I read all that, I thought, golly, they kind of have a point. So if you're a parent and you are, you're like, okay, I'll let my kid watch this, but I'm going to have to talk to my kid first and let them know that they don't have to give away their stuff in order for other people to like them. Let your kids know they don't have to give away any of their possessions. If somebody really likes a special pencil that they have that's super fancy, they don't have to get, and that other kid says, well, if you don't give me that pencil, we can't be friends, or I won't like you. Kids do that. Let your kids know they don't have to give away their stuff to be friends, because I can guarantee you that other mean kid is not going to be their friends anyway, even if they give them everything that they have. So have a good long talk with your kids about this. Let them understand that, how things work, and that they don't have to do what other kids tell them. And, and I don't know, the rainbow fish did feel better afterwards. So this is for you to make up your own opinion on how you feel about this story. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the story and the history. I hope when you're snugly in your bed tonight, someone gives you a big hug and a kiss on the forehead. Until next time, bye-bye.